It's so dark and spooky.
This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
There's a thin line between heroism and madness.
Here the line fades to nothing at all.
This is a world of Capes and Lunatics.
And nothing is off limits.
All right, everyone, it's episode 100, the one we've been threatening. Yeah, we got the Bing guy in the back. The 2 E's for quality. I'm being held hostage in a motel room in Ohio. Who knows what's going to happen? Lilith, call the authorities.
Already done, sir.
All right. All right, everyone. Capes and Lunatics, episode 100 starts right now. Or right now. Hello and welcome to the Capes and Lunatics. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, uncomfortably close is
Charlie, the Professor Esser, and the C stands for 100.
And I'm just Moz.
My skinny rich friend, live and in person.
His boy sidekick. And let's get back to the Batman conference and Florida's Most Wanted.
Hey, y'all, Lil Hellfire.
She sounds so different without the headphones.
I'm enjoying it though.
Unfiltered Lilith. Not really. All right, where do we want to start?
Let's find out why Lilith likes Ben Reilly so much.
I love Ben Reilly.
Why do you love this Spider-Man?
No. No.
Well, this is your 100th episode.
This is our 100th episode.
Yes, but did you have a plan of how you were going to talk about how you got to 100 episodes?
Ooh.
Aside from no one stopping you?
That's basically all. Ron kept saying you're not canceled yet, so here we are.
Like Rob Lippens.
Rob's just sitting on his big pile of money. Going swimming in his money bin.
We're like a big pile of unedited audio.
No, the anniversary 100th episode was coming up. Most of us were going to be in town for the Batman conference. So I said, hey, it's fate.
It's fate, yes. Although, to be fair, we're only in the conference. We're only in town for the conference because Philip gave a stirring speech on Batman and family.
But did you end it with fuck Batman? That's all we need to know.
Lilith!
If their Nightwing was better.
Lilith!
This is a family show.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was told I couldn't say stuff like that.
I actually
That's my one per every 25 episods.
Moz is the guest. Moz is drinking. I would expect that from him, not from you.
I got it out of the way. It's the first 10 minutes. I got it out of the way.
Fair enough.
Maybe we'll get an S-bomb. We don't know.
Yeah, well, it sounds like it's going to get worse. Because we don't see it. We don't know. She could be drinking Hennessy right now.
She probably, well, I don't know. Do you drink Hennessy, Lilith?
I don't drink the brown drink. No, sir.
See, now, I don't, I mean, I can't see you, so I can't confirm for sure.
I know she likes fruity drinks.
Oh.
Yeah.
She likes the Bay Breeze things that.
Yeah, rum, clear rum, vodka. That is it.
She went from I don't drink to naming 5 things that she does drink.
No. I don't drink brown drink. Nothing brown. No whiskey. No cognacs.
Very racist against brown drinks. Devil's liquor. That pure, clear white liquor. That's the master race of liquors is what it is.
Oh, boy.
All right. Well, I don't want to sound like I'm tooting my own horn, so why don't you gentlemen talk about the Batman conference?
Well, we asked the hard-hitting questions.
Charlie came with questions.
Yeah, like, why that maybe the real reason Batman doesn't like Damian is because he got to pick all of his other children, and this child got forced on him, and he's like, I don't like you because you're not my exact perfect child, because he's not a good father.
And Dick Grayson's a better father than
Yeah, well, no, but the thing is, Damien is closer to Dick Grayson because all siblings don't get to pick their siblings. So as a sibling, you don't expect to be able to say, you don't get to say, I don't like this sibling, I don't pick this sibling. You say, you're my sibling. So we all have to work together as siblings. But Batman, because he only part of this picked these children, and he like picked the cream of the crop, like, oh, I want the circus boy. Give me the circus boy. And that was how Bruce did it. And then suddenly someone says, well, you have to take this child. This is your child. You have adult responsibilities, Batman. And he was like, I don't want to be an adult. That's what Alfred's job is.
And like, what is his relationship with Talia? And how does that inform how Damien sees Batman and how Batman sees Damien?
Yeah.
All he sees is zipper.
Like,
what, Lilith?
All Damien sees when he looks at Talia is zipper to the belly button. That's all he sees.
Yeah, because we get that zipper up.
Well, there's a lot of that's a whole issue. Having a supervillain mom, that can't be easy. They never dress appropriate.
Okay. And I found out today that supposedly there was a point at which Alfred spanked Catwoman.
Golden Age, I guess.
That was a thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Well, sometimes
Alfred loves to smack people around. That is a trait that goes through the ages.
Oh.
Well, I had to fight myself from saying, well, maybe that's why Batman and Catwoman didn't get married.
Well, no, but
Alfred got there first.
Or is Damien Alfred's son? I don't know.
No. Bruce is definitely Alfred's son.
Brother. This is Lilith's theory. I agree with 100%. That that Thomas was shooting blanks, and Martha had to get her. Martha had a better relationship with the Help, and.
Phil, is this what you saw as your 100th episode? This is how you saw it?
Oh, I knew something was coming.
he pictured worse. Are you kidding me?
Every 5 minutes he's there holding his head.
Yeah, but now we get to see him. It's great. Live and in person.
Alfred or Big Ben, as you will.
Yes. But, and I got, I actually, and again, I brought up the lost Aunt Harriet. And yet no one had any, and again, she gets lost in the answers too. No one wants to speak of Aunt Harriet. No one wants to acknowledge her. And it makes me sad. Everybody else gets, she is like the Uncle Ben of DC because she's never coming back.
Uncle Ben is alive and he's been evil the whole time. Mark my words, it'll happen.
She's convinced Uncle Ben's alive.
He's secretly Mephisto. He did not like Mary Jane and Peter married.
Well, I could see Mephisto taking the form of Uncle Ben. I could totally see. And really, if you were Mephisto, I'm surprised he doesn't always appear as Uncle Ben to Peter, because Peter's not a clever man.
He's a simple boy. He's not a fancy man.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not a fancy man.
I am not a fancy man. I was wearing a t-shirt, and apparently
Miles gets to see the magic up close and in person.
We're supposed to wear suits to the conference, so.
I know the hip language the kids use these days.
I'm just here to crack Moz up.
Can I have that program? A bunch of Charlie, what do they call that thing? A soundboard? A Charlie soundboard?
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
I'm sure he will be happy to share it with
you.
That's
fun.
I can send you audio files. Yeah.
That's really fun.
That'll spice up the Marvel Netflix show reviews.
Yes.
All that blue is you. That dark blue is all you.
Yeah. We love you, Maz.
I told you, Lilith gives me all this.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
See, Maz, even though this is your first appearance on the show, you have always been with us. You were here the whole time.
That's so Homer Simpson seeing a donut. That's what it sounds like.
Wow.
Anyway.
They're always asking for royalties.
I told you you're supposed to keep this a secret.
I know. So, what else is up in the news?
Oh, Hawkeye's getting a TV show because Arrow got canceled. They're like, hey, we'll fill that void.
Oh, yeah.
Arrow got canceled.
Well, next season they're only doing 10 episodes, and it's going to be the last season.
Yeah, but Hawkeye is getting a new show, presumably with Kate Bishop.
Mm-hmm.
But is Renner playing Hawkeye?
Yes, Renner is playing Hawkeye.
Oh, yeah.
So Renner's got.
Who's playing Kate? Do we know?
I don't know if they said. Let me see if I can find this.
Probably one of the girls from Disney. They have a stable, and
Not Selena Gomez.
no,
Makes it sound so nefarious. They have a stable of hoes. They can just.
You know what? You gotta. Here's what I was gonna say. They have a studio. It's a studio system. They got women that are on call for what they need. Maybe they'll get the girl who played Hugo. She was good.
I don't know. They might be good actresses. They're still young. They can learn and hone their craft.
I've always heard Selena Gomez was a decent actress. I don't know.
See, there you go. I don't even know.
I don't know.
She can sing. I'll give her that. I don't know about acting. Wizards of Waverly Place was a little after my time.
Yeah, right. So
yeah, but I mean, I'm sure it'll be someone we know.
Yeah, like Zac Efron's killing it in movies. He's decent enough.
Zac Efron is a Chris Hemsworth. He skates on his good looks. That's all that I'm gonna say.
Well,
he's
yeah.
a skinny.
But there's never been a point where we have said, "Hey, that Zac Efron really sucked it up," or The
women are too busy looking at his abs.
Right, but so does Brad Pitt. He's unbelievably good looking, but he's a phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
He really is. Have you seen Fight Club? Have you seen 12 Monkeys?
I mean, I like him as an actor, but
And have you seen the Jesse James movie? What was that called?
The Assassination of Jesse James by the Coward.
God, what a beautiful movie that was. So subtle, and the subtext is where that movie lives. Unbelievably beautiful movie.
Yeah, I got no problem with Brad Pitt. I got no problem with Zac Efron either.
Right. I thought I would, but he's been decent enough in everything he's done. I can't fault him for anything.
And as far as Chris Hemsworth goes, he produces for what they ask him to do.
Yeah.
Honestly, he might be able to do Shakespeare, but no one's asked him to do Shakespeare. Like when Mel Gibson did Shakespeare, when no one asked him to do Shakespeare.
No. Hold up. That Mel Gibson's version of Hamlet is the definitive version of Hamlet to me.
Really?
Take Maz's beer away. He's drunk. Go home, Maz. You're drunk.
I want to be a serious actor.
No, I mean, okay. Here's what I'm saying.
No, it was the only.
You've been filled.
Lines that felt natural. Was one of the best bits of Shakespeare, and John Leguizamo in that was one of the best bits of acting Shakespeare I've ever seen because it felt natural. It was natural dialogue. It wasn't flowery. I know it's written that way, but to read it that way takes away from what Shakespeare really is and doesn't give you a chance to feel the emotions in those words. And somebody that can deliver that as natural speech is incredibly powerful. And if you look at like what people say is the best version of Hamlet with Kenneth Branagh, it was terrible. I thought it was the worst bit of Shakespearean acting I've ever seen. If you ever seen that episode of Frasier where they go back and find their old theater teacher and they think he was so great when he was a little kid and they watch him do Shakespeare, it's like, oh, yes. And it's all that. That was Kenneth Branagh, and it was terrible. But Mel Gibson's Hamlet, to me, is the best version of Hamlet that has ever existed.
Philip, this is getting out of hand. Now there's two of them.
There we go. Yeah.
I'm just waiting for more material to cut up Maz drops.
Maz is here to fight the nerds, man. He's here to fight the Shakespeare nerds. He is.
I take that very seriously.
Way too high.
No, man. No, well, fight me nerds. That's Lilith's catchphrase. I'm thinking
you
were here to stand up.
Somebody use it. Make it a thing.
In the same way that I stand up for Superman 3.
That's my favorite Superman movie of all time.
Thank you.
Yes, it's the best Superman.
Bye, everyone.
Yes. Burn it with fire.
Fire.
Yes.
Oh my God. How can you go wrong?
And Gus Gorman is such an amazing kind of concept of a character.
Yes.
The super genius hacker. Before super genius hackers were a thing. He created the character.
Unpopular opinion out of my mouth.
And DC never made that character into the comic. Never brought him in.
That's such a shame.
And as I said, this is the first time you get money as a superpower for a supervillain. First time. Before that, Lex Luthor wasn't rich. There were no billionaire supervillains.
Wow.
Because of course, because historically you had that whole Randian influence of various comic book creators who said, no, if you're rich, you must be morally good. I know it sounds ridiculous nowadays. But and then John Byrne hops on that. Yeah, let's make Lex Luthor a millionaire. It's like great. That's great. Of course, Superman 3 already did it.
It started with Bubba.
Bubba?
His sister called him Bubba.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, yes. Yeah. Oh, and there you go. Creepy brother sister billionaires. Like everything that was Game of Thrones before Game of Thrones.
Or Gladiator before Gladiator.
Yeah.
There was some incestuous stuff there too.
There's always incestuous stuff when you get to those old timey
keeping it in the family was a political move.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you see, I am not in the minority here. I'm clearly
No, you guys are still in the minority. 2 still makes a minority.
There you go.
But
it's nice you have somebody to join your fan club, though.
Yeah.
Lilith, they're in sync. They've been giving serious talks about their secret project.
Oh yeah. Yes, Men of Bad.
You guys better do it. Don't make me drive to New York and New Jersey. I'll do it.
Yeah, well,
she'll show up with like a placard in front of her face so we can't actually see her.
I'll be Wilson from now on. Yes.
That's a Home Improvement joke.
Yes, it is. He got that reference.
No, but no, Disney Plus is a big thing in the news, though. It's going to be $6.99. It launches in November.
Oh yes, yeah, DC Plus, yes.
I think all those shows are going to be terrible.
Plus. No.
Disney Plus. No, it's Disney Plus, right?
Plus. Okay.
They're just throwing shows up there to have content, and this is a bad sign.
I thought it was a good sign.
Well, no, they got The Simpsons, so they got me right there. So, like, all the episodes, except for probably the Michael Jackson episode, which is now banned everywhere.
Our first foray into the Men of Ill Repute, or what were we calling it?
Men of Bad Conscience.
Men of Bad Conscience is going to have to do with The Simpsons, so you're going to want to tune in.
Yes.
It's not going to make sense.
Well, it'll make sense in context, but yeah. No, Miles had a couple drinks. We had a good conversation about certain news stories about The Simpsons, and realized that this was a show. So look for it coming soon to a podcast and YouTube near you. Men of Bad Conscience. We may change the title. That's just one of the concepts.
That's a working title.
Well, because it's supposed to be like a debate show, like Foursquare debate, and I take it from the idea that men of good conscience can have reasonable debates, but we are not men of good conscience, so and the debates will not be reasonable.
The Bucky and Falcon show too.
Yes, yeah. Bucky and Falcon together for the first time, for the last time.
I think that's going to be terrible.
Is one of them going to train to be the new Captain America?
No. Why do you want to have anyone?
I don't want anybody, but something's going to happen to one of them.
No. Why? First off, why does anyone want to be Captain America when you know you're going to have to fill Steve Rogers' boots? Wouldn't you rather be
He asked for it on his deathbed.
Oh, and first off, like Steve Rogers is going to put that on poor Bucky. I mean, really, that's the thing. It's like you're asking a lot in the story concept to say, "Oh, Captain America asks Bucky, I want you to carry the shield." I think I think much like he said of the Tesseract, you should have left it in the ocean. I think sometimes he feels you should have left me in the ocean. Why you got to dig me up, Nick Fury?
Because it wouldn't have been a world to wake up to if we hadn't.
Well, obviously, yes. Obviously, as a hero, he serves his purpose. Although, honestly, how much of a purpose did he serve during the Battle of New York? I mean, I think Natasha killed more aliens.
I think Hawkeye killed more than he did. So yeah.
Not for nothing. Let's be honest here. The real hero of the Battle of New York was that guy from Hydra who launched the nuclear missile. Because if he had launched a nuclear missile, Tony Stark would not have been able to fly into space. And really, if it's not for Hydra, New York falls. So hail Hydra.
Uh-oh. Let's check that beer. Let's check that beer.
Non-alcoholic. Take the non-alcoholic.
I don't know.
Non-alcoholic.
Oh, yeah, man. No, this is...
It's not Heineken Zero, so there is a little...
It is 0.5.
Yeah.
He's like, if I drink enough of them, I can get one full beer of alcohol. Is that the plan?
You actually have to drink 10 of them to get as much as one 12-ounce low alcohol.
Where's the can count? Philip, are you keeping track?
It's the first.
Just got back not too long ago.
Although I did have a bunch at the bar. So,
but Mr. Manzor is reloading.
Yeah.
Those were the,
I needed ammo.
Those were the calibers. Those were the Guinness ones.
Was it 50 cals?
Yeah, pretty much though. Disney Plus was just dominating the news. There's like nothing else going on but Disney Plus.
Well, there's like a new Star Wars trailer that I haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
I thought that was for a video game.
No, it's episode 9, isn't it?
Episode 9, yeah. They keep on making these.
What is it? What is it? Is it the Rise of Skywalker or something? It's called.
Oh.
The Skywalkers are dead. Let that line perish.
Is Rey going to be a Skywalker?
She better not be.
I thought we definitively said that her parents were nobodies.
Well,
and that was kind of the point of that. You know, you don't have to be somebody.
Okay, so technically, Kylo Ren is of the Skywalker line. So I guess you can say if it's the Rise of the Skywalkers, then it's Kylo Ren as the Skywalker, taking over the Skywalker brand to bring balance to the Force finally. Because the prophecy wasn't wrong. You're just too impatient.
I'm sorry, but there's only 3 Star Wars. So moving on.
Yes.
And now Disney has this.
Yes. But Maz was saying, you know, his first introduction to Star Wars was Jedi. And how did that make you feel?
Okay, so it was also sort of, you know how a note is not a note unless another note is next to it, and then it means something, right? So my first exposure was at, I think I was 11 or 12, and I was laid up because I'd gone to the hospital and I was in bed for a couple of days. So my aunt came over to try to cheer me up. She brought 2 VHS tapes. First one was Jaws. I watched it and I was floored. I absolutely loved it. And then after we were done, like with the wildness and the amazingness of Jaws, she popped in Return of the Jedi. I see these little puppets running around and people are pew-pewing, and it seems so silly and nonsense. I was like, I hate this. I could not get through 15 minutes of it. And I was like, can we watch Jaws again? And I watched Jaws again. And that was my first exposure to Star Wars. So I've never gotten it. I think I don't know. I just never got on board. I will though say though, I saw the new 3 ones and I like those. And that probably makes me less of a Star Wars fan in actuality because
everybody's welcome to their own opinion. But for me, there's only 3 Star Wars.
Right. So clearly I don't get it. Right. Yeah.
Although, to be fair, would you say that Return of the Jedi was probably like the weakest of the 3 that exist?
Oh, it definitely was.
Yeah.
So, see, that's the thing. There's like very rarely a good 3rd movie in a trilogy. It just very rarely happens. The second almost always is the best.
Even Dark Knight Rises sort of.
Oh, we don't talk about the Dark Knight Rises.
It stumbled quite a bit.
Well, especially because it like ends with the Dark Knight like not rising and giving. He
rises above the city and blows up, and then Alfred has a fever dream.
And he's laying in the pool for half of it.
No. But somehow he breaks his back and fixes it enough to jump out of a hole that no one's ever jumped out of. And then somehow
sheer force of will is what Batman's all about. But yes, it is a very weak plot point.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, actually, what it actually is he died. And this is just his last minutes. This is what he sees as he goes towards the light.
It did not. I mean, I think
in the butt.
I is what Christopher Nolan did to us. I agree.
It didn't live up.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great movie. And then the worst of it all is they tease us with Nightwing at the end and then just say goodbye.
Well, it's not even Nightwing. It's I'm Robin. What was his last name supposed to be? Robin Terwilliger or something?
Whatever. But in the conference, they were saying how Nightwing wanted to be a cop, right? So that's what they were touching on. That's what they were igniting.
He was actually an amalgam of
either way, but they borrowed from here. Some sort of Robin was a cop, and they wanted to make him. I don't know. I was really, really, very, very.
We're talking Batman, Philip. You should at least be happy about that.
What?
So at least we're talking Batman.
Hey, which is the reason we kidnapped Bill in a motel in Ohio.
Yes.
Exactly. It all comes full circle. Not quite super connectivity, but it does come full circle.
But yeah, I mean, whether or not Disney Plus, DC. I want to call it DC because I still haven't finished watching any of that. I got like 2 episodes of Doom Patrol in, and man, it's just not gripping me. But the thing is, and this is the point, what they want is they want enough content that if you don't like something, there's something else you might like.
No, if you don't like something, there's something else you can waste time and find out you don't like.
Well, no, because there's going to be something on that I like.
Why can't they go to the people that do their animated movies? Because the DC animated movies are out of control good.
Well, except for Batman and Harley Quinn.
Okay, they're going to falter every now and then.
They actually have several that weren't that good.
Mask of the Phantasm was under table. Oh, come on. Why can't they get the people that make those stories to
Well, I mean, I think that right now, first off, that's DC. And DC, I think DC really hit its mark with Shazam. I think that DC's back into making decent films. I think between Shazam and Aquaman and Wonder Woman, they actually have something they can work with.
No. But we haven't seen the Joker yet. That's going to bust the doors wide open. Joaquin Phoenix is going to destroy that role.
Roz is such a sweet summer child. I love it.
I actually agree. I think that's going to be a decent movie. I do not know how much it's going to be a Joker movie, though. That's the thing. I think it's going to be a great film. I think it might have the Joker. I think it might give you a take on the Joker. So let me give you an example. There was once NBC got the rights to Johnny Storm, but not the rest of the Fantastic Four, and they wound up making this thing, this like pilot for a thing about a guy who has electricity powers because it's cheaper to animate than fire. And I'm not going to say it was a good movie or a bad movie, but it certainly wasn't a Johnny Storm movie. And I think this Joker movie will probably be a pretty good film. I think it's going to be a great take and a great interpretation of what you can do with just doing a solo Joker movie. I don't know if it's going to have anything to do with a Batman or a conducted universe.
Maybe it should.
Well, yeah.
Maybe that traps you into the conventions that have been laid down and you can't escape them, and you have to waste time on a stupid origin story, and you have to show Uncle Ben getting shot, and you have to show Thomas and Martha Wayne getting shot. It's a waste of time. Yeah. It doesn't allow you to actually explore the character in a new way. This, I think, will, and I think that will actually help it.
Well, to be fair, what Marvel has recently said is, no, you don't have to show Uncle Ben getting shot because we know Uncle Ben.
Right. And they finally learned that lesson, and maybe this is more in line with that.
And they didn't have to show Martha and
why'd you say that name?
And they didn't have to show Martha getting shot either.
But they did. They
did. Yeah, they didn't have to, but that's why it was a bad film.
There was a whole host of other reasons why that was a terrible film.
This is true too.
There were 15 good minutes of that movie where Batman is beating up Superman.
Yeah,
that was the only piece of that film that felt honest in any real way. The glee on Ben Affleck's face as he was taking out the guy that he thought could destroy the world, the joy, the utter enjoyment, and the deliciousness he felt in that moment was so palpable, and that was what I enjoyed.
Yeah, but you never buy his motivation for it.
No, you're right.
It's like. Here's what I'll say. It's like watching a mixed martial arts fight.
Yeah, no. And that was the only good part. Yeah, the lead up to it was terrible. I get it. Yeah.
You watch two guys fight, and it's great to watch these guys fight.
You don't appreciate it at first, but then you're like, oh, I get it.
But when they're fighting, it's just because they're fighting. And at the end of the day, it's like they're literally just fighting for a paycheck. Batman and Superman were just fighting for a paycheck. You know, and it's a different story than when I'm fighting you because I have some deep reason to fight you.
Right. And how deep could that reason have been when, hey, wait a second. You know, Mom has the same name?
I guess we should be friends.
Maybe you're not what I thought you were.
Ah, I got you.
You odd yourself, Maz. There we go. Anyway.
He's getting the full Philip treatment.
100 hit Maz with himself.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's so meta.
Yes. Yes.
Podcast is all very self-referential.
All right. I know Lilith is going to go, whatever, but you watch the Orville?
Yes, I did watch the Orville. Orville was great, as always. The Mocklins are a culture with trouble. And here's what I'm going to say. Now, you said this is another... Oh, no, this had another Star Trek cameo.
Yes.
Yes.
The new school teacher.
Oh, the new school teacher? Who was that?
Marina Sirtis, Counselor
Troy.
Troy.
You know what? I don't recognize her without
Deanna Troy?
Yeah.
Oh, she was on the show? I had such a crush on her when I was a kid. Oh, my God.
You and me both, buddy.
Oh, my God. She was the sexiest thing ever.
Well, maybe because...
She's still not bad looking.
Maybe because her hair's like all straight now.
Yeah, exactly. And she also doesn't have the accent anymore.
She's a redhead.
Yeah.
Yeah, she lost her accent, and you know, and I'm not for nothing. Jonathan Frakes doesn't look anything like Jonathan Frakes anymore. Now he looks like Uncle Ben.
I don't know if I'm ready to see
You're
that.
basic.
It's actually she's still pretty. If you liked her,
right. No, that I don't know if I'm ready to not see, you know, number 2 or number 1 as an old man.
Well, he's not in it. He just directed it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I just saw a picture of him from the set.
Gotcha.
And I mean, he looks okay.
He directed an episode of Orville?
Oh, yeah.
He directs a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, he's a lot of people.
Kind of cool. That's a coup for what's his name?
Seth
MacFarlane.
It's for Seth MacFarlane. That's a huge deal.
Yeah. But it's a good episode, and what I like about it is so for those of you who don't know, you know, they've been having this ongoing issue with the Mocklins. The Mocklins are a single-sex species. All of the Mocklins are male, which is a weird concept when you think about it. Because how can they, if they're single-sex, why do they have a concept of male? The reason why, and this is what actually gets to their point of it, is they're actually not a single-sex species, but they are a species that can reproduce via a single sex. But every so often, they have females born, and they have this whole thing where they basically reassign their gender for their babies. This is like a part of their culture. And in this episode, we find out that there's been this secret group of Mocklin females who have been escaping with that their parents would take them off world to this sanctuary planet that was hidden. Spoilers for everyone who hasn't seen it, but it's really good. And then when the Mocklins find out, they want to basically capture all of these people and, you know, imprison them and you know, give them the corrective surgery, as it were.
Holy cow.
Yes, which of course the Union doesn't want to do, but at the same time, the Mocklins are the major supplier of weapons to the Union, but the Union has both the Krill to fight and now the Kalons, which are like this.
Do they ever go into the historical reasons of why they're so afraid of women?
Oh, the Mocklins, not yet.
Because like, I would love to know what catastrophic event happened that they said, we are done with the ladies.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they're going to get to it eventually. They've been doing a lot.
Somebody's ego got...
What?
You broke up on us.
We lost bruise. That's why they're done.
You're breaking up.
Could you repeat that? We lost you for a second.
I said the reason why they're rid of when somebody's ego got bruised.
Oh, yeah.
It might just be as simple as that. I would love to. It might just be as simple as that.
Well, you know what? They recently had an episode where they went to a planet and that entire planet had, like, they were all obsessed with horoscopes. And if you were born under a certain star, you were like locked away.
In prison camp, yeah.
Yeah, and you were imprisoned. And the reason why was because there was a supernova, like, early in this, and like a star in that cluster for that sign like went out, and so they took that to mean that all people born under that sign must be evil.
Wow.
So yeah, it's very fascinating.
But on a lighter note, what about the song that the leader of the Mocklin women was using as her
yeah. Dolly Parton's 9 to 5.
She's like, who is this? And he's Seth MacFarlane's like,
not
Dolly
for nothing. She is, you cannot listen to 9 to 5 and not want to start a revolution.
Dolly Parton was a badass, man.
She's still alive, and she's still.
She was no joke, man.
Yeah,
you should Dolly World if you ever get the chance.
You're breaking up Charlie Esther style. Come on.
Oh, jeez. I said you should go to Dolly World if you ever get a chance.
Where is Dolly? There's a Dolly World?
Oh, yeah.
I did not.
In, what's it called? She's not. Where? Is it in Kentucky?
It's in Tennessee.
Oh, of course.
Tennessee.
Yeah. It's basically she bought the town she grew up in and turned it into an amusement park.
No, she didn't.
Damn sure she
Come. What? Man.
Why is this learning so much today?
She's been away for days.
Yeah, but she's got roller coasters and and lots of grits and gravy. So
man,
now that we've introduced you to Waffle House cuisine, go to Dolly World.
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
Batman, Dolly Parton, Waffle House.
Yeah, like Jolene is one of those songs where you hear covers all the time, and each one is amazing, and that's how much she means to the industry.
Oh yeah, well I mean, hey, I Will Always Love You. That's hers,
Yes.
From The Bodyguard. That is
right. I learned that out. I just found that out recently, and I was blown away. I was like, come on, this lady's amazing.
It's a very different take, but yeah.
Yeah, especially when you consider the originals from Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
I just think that
one of my favorite films.
Their new project has to be called The Education of Moz, and just Charlie introducing stuff to Moz.
Yeah, we can do that too.
Yeah.
I introduced him to Biscuits and Gravy today. Oh, yesterday.
Waffle House.
And that Waffle House cheesesteak bacon sandwich.
Oh yeah, that was good stuff.
Man.
Waffle House is not a sponsor, but we would accept their money.
They're welcome. They're welcome to come on by. Hey,
they can with sandwiches or bacon or
or biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, we will take that.
Yes.
Because right now we're giving them free press anyways.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Indeed, they deserve it.
They deserve it. Oh
shit.
Yeah, should we do some comic books?
Yeah. Yeah, here. Where am I? Hey, I got comic books right here. Da-da-da. Okay. What do you want to talk about, Lilith?
Lilith?
Tell me and Phil.
Oh,
you're breaking up. What?
What if we got too many people on our Wi-Fi? I wonder if that's causing the problem.
Yeah, it might be. We're dealing with foreign Wi-Fi here.
We're not watching.
I'm not in my stronghold.
Yeah.
Just turning off the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Okay, well, there you go.
Lilith ain't better.
Lilith, can you hear us?
Is it any better? I can hear you.
Okay.
You hear us? Okay. So, Lilith, what did you read this week? Anybody in Veronica?
No, nothing was new on that front.
Okay.
I did read Wonder Twins #3 though.
You did read Wonder Twins. I'm going to tell you something right now. I want to go back and read Wonder Twins #2 now. I picked it up because of Gleek, which, hey, speaking of alternate universes, didn't his name used to be Gleep with a P? Am I the only one from the universe?
Not that I recall.
Mandela.
Yeah, he was. So in my universe, but I'm from a weird universe, so it doesn't surprise me. We also meet Polymath, who is cool.
Her name is Polymath.
Polymath.
That's adorable.
Yes, her father's name is Philomath.
Oh.
Yes, but her father is being turned supervillain by Lex Luthor.
Math will do that to you.
Yes. But we got, and see, this is why I need to read too, because I need to know what the adventures of Druncula were.
Druncula?
There's a character in episode 2, and how do you not lead with that?
I mean, that's
Wonder Twins versus Druncula. Yes, is apparently maybe he's a vampire who only drinks the blood of
drunk people.
Yes, that might be not a bender, but
Charlie Esther at Lent.
Yeah. I'm not. Don't be mean to me. And we get introduced to the Malingerer is not much, but I did like amphetamine.
And
And here's what I'm going to tell you. They really show Zan kind of being a BA here as, I become a freaking tidal wave. I think that says, yeah, I have water powers. Oh, what are you going to do? Turn into No, I'm going to turn into a tidal wave and destroy your city. How about I do that?
That's some Bruce Lee stuff right there.
Yeah.
It's about time they put some respect on that boy's name.
That's what I'm saying, man. And I love how comfortable Zan is with his love of his monkey.
What do you think?
So what did you think of this episode, Fair Lilith?
I thought the issue was great. I'm really loving the artwork and this slightly more serious but yet comical, and they manages to be comical take on it. It's not cheesy and goofy, but it's still comical in a good way.
Yeah, it just seems like a lot of dad jokes, though. No.
Well, not really.
Those are the best.
I know, but I meant to say it in a way that put a good light on it. That's what I was trying to say.
Well, I mean, like I said, my favorite line in this whole book is Superman saying, his the greatest superpower is it's seeing everything wrong with this world and somehow not going crazy.
Yeah, Batman.
I think the point is Batman did not manage to pass that.
Exactly.
Isn't that sort of his savior complex thing? I will take the madness for you.
Are you talking Batman or Superman?
Batman.
Yeah.
Right, because he's taking on all of that and going crazy for us. Right?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that's a good take on it. Oh, and Janet is sharp. But
that looks like Bruce Lee to me. I don't know.
Well, that's Zan.
It looks like Bruce Lee to me.
Well, they're drawing him to look like Bruce Lee. Yeah. With a little purple banana.
And he's the guy that's a tidal wave?
Yeah, see, there he is turning into a tidal wave.
Of course, that's so cool. That's so cool.
I know, man. I've always said Zan and Janet get short shrift just because sometimes they don't think of a really good use for his power. I remember watching the Super Friends once, and it's like Zan became a freaking ice giant. And I was like, why is it the first time we're seeing you become an ice giant? Why do you sometimes become like a cloud or... and now it's like, I become a storm front, Well,
because they're trying to teach you about the different phases of matter.
Yeah, I know.
Cool.
Yeah, I understand why, but although, man, I guess Thunderlust takes on a whole new thing when he actually becomes a cloud. Ooh. Thunderlust was in the issue. It's apparently a thing for their species. When the thunder rolls.
Philip, did you read Red Hood and the Outlaws? Number 33. What do you think?
I don't know. What are we doing?
I think we've lost steam and we need to find it again.
Well, didn't they say, what is that, the annual or something? They're bringing Artemis and Bizarro back in?
Yeah. Like that's our Dark Trinity. Let's keep them together for more than 2 issues at a time.
Yeah.
So is Bizarro dumb again, or is he still super genius?
He really hasn't been in the book. Him and Artemis are kind of like...
Well, when you last saw him, was he like...
He's back to being Bizarro as far as I'm concerned.
He's normal Bizarro.
Okay. Well, I like normal Bizarro. And, not for nothing, I think maybe in a structure like that, you need Bizarro and Artemis to kind of, in their own left-handed way, be the moral compass for what's his name? Jason Todd. Jason Todd, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jason Todd, to tell them don't steal those
tires.
Batman tires.
The Batmobile lost its wheel and Joker ran away. Hey.
Wait, I think that's copyrighted. Stop. Disney owns it now.
No. The schoolyard owns that.
Yeah, that is it. That is a well-established folk song.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay.
Fight me, lawyers.
Fight me, nerds.
We did finish up Feast or Famine this week. From the good folks at Alternate Comic. we're losing you again. where we find out how Nicole Tesca and Elba Alien Stein.
Is there an Amos Tedison in there too? Then
it was Samuel Edison.
No, geez, all right.
But they do defeat. We do find out that the villain of the piece was actually sort of that. It's sort of a very interesting kind of take on the Borg. What they do is they have these nanobots that were created by this other species that basically absorbs other species into themselves and like holds the. And they actually do infect both Tesca and Stein, but. Because of
I can out Maz.
Because apparently they've established that Tesca has premonitions of the future, and he realized that the aliens might be trying to get through. He puts an EMP blast in the return trip, which fries the aliens when they get back to Earth. Yeah,
what even was that?
It's a little brown heart. It's a little brown hornety. You know, thanks to his amazing superpowers, they naturally escape unharmed. And then they realize a way that they can travel to alternate universes using drugs. Not for nothing. The very end of the book is basically they decide after they've saved the world from the alien invasion, they decide to go to the jungles of Guatemala. Take some heavy-duty hallucinogenic shaman.
What do they call the substance?
Oh, what do they call that? I don't know if they give us a name for it.
Oh, that'd be so fascinating. Because what they're referencing is ayahuasca.
Probably.
That's what they're referencing for sure.
Yeah. Oh, it's in the Amazon jungle, not the Guatemala jungle.
Well, no, but
oh, definitely, yeah.
More.
Yeah. So so they take that and then they
pointing to ayahuasca,
and we see them sort of in their Dr. Manhattan golden forms, traveling to cosmos.
That's so fascinating.
And then we see like their little epilogue is people breaking into their lab while they're on their spirit quest to steal their secret super dangerous teleporter that they destroyed so that the aliens would not come to Earth and eat us all. So feast or famine, it was well. I think it sets up if they want to continue it. We'll see how many of them they sold this time.
This is only one episode or one issue.
Well, this is the third of three issues. I can only need the first two.
Yeah, because that sounds really interesting.
Okay, I'll get the other two together and I'll get those two.
Awesome.
Okay, Lilith.
I'm still here. I'm the best of Marvel and the worst of Marvel this week.
Did you read Symbiote Spider-Man #1, written by our friend Peter David, who called Charlie Esser a dumbass?
Way.
Yes, I did. But I want to talk about Spider-Man and Deadpool. That was the worst of the week.
The worst?
Really? What the hell was that issue?
Charlie liked it.
That was the worst Marvel book. Are you kidding me?
I don't agree in any way. Yes, it's fourth wall breaking fun, and it's
it was over the top even for that book at this point.
Well,
it's like I need them to come back down to earth just a little bit.
Well, and if nothing else, that's what they do at the very end, Lilith.
Come down to the real world.
They come to the real world.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting question here with, like I said, obviously, the manipulator does seem to be very much based on the interferer from Ambush Bug, from Son of Ambush Bug. But I was trying to see it. Well, yeah, so he actually speaks in the Black Bubble, but I'm trying to see if that's, because I'm wondering if the manipulator is actually supposed to be Gwenpool's brother. It's an interesting question. Gwenpool's brother was introduced, and maybe when Gwenpool didn't become a supervillain, maybe her brother did.
Okay, layman here. Who's Gwenpool?
Oh, Gwenpool is that girl. You remember when you were talking about how he falls into the gutter? Like literally in the gutter? Right. Well, Gwenpool is actually the first person to do that in Marvel Comics. She's actually a person from
How did she turn into a superhero or a supervillain?
Well, she's actually a person from the real world. Who somehow got stuck in the comic book universe.
Last Action Hero style.
Yeah, but in reverse. So, well, yeah. So, and she found that because she could find the edge of the panel, she could go into the gutter space. But because the fourth wall was rebuilt, as she says, she can't get to any other issues because she used to be able to like go between issues and things like that. And so she's trapped here, and she can ambush bug style. Again, a reference to ambush bug. She can draw in this universe and bring things into existence.
That's so cool.
Yes,
I'm too drunk for this.
It is very much.
I'm not yet. Hold on.
Phil wishes he was drunk.
And we get this great reference here to Deadpool and the Fantastic Four being together again on the same team. What a great meta reference, he says. And I like that when they build out their team of heroes to defeat the Manipulator, they have to have Ms. Marvel and Squirrel Girl on there because they're the most popular. But man, big slight on Carol Danvers. She did not get picked for the team.
Somebody forgot her pager. It's fine. Somebody forgot her pager number. It's fine.
Yeah, but no, I like this book. What did you? I mean, okay, it's over the top, but it's all over the top.
No, really, they've done it better in other issues. I think they're just really at the wit's end with this team up, and they're just kind of like, I think this is like a F you to the editors. This is just like such a low key, I freaking hate my job. I'm gonna do this until somebody says something to me kind of thing.
It's meant to be kind of a reference to the way that all big crossover, because this is all based on the House of Infinite.
Yeah.
Some imaginary crossover.
Yeah. It's the big.
I think this arc is just drawn longer.
And not for nothing, doesn't every crossover end by them just even though they've been defeated every other time, all the heroes getting to punch once more, and then we will punch the villain once more, and this time
Not quite soft,
it'll work.
Not quite hard.
Fight me, villains.
Yes, isn't that exact? But isn't that so? In that way, isn't it just a commentary on how these big crossover events, like War of the Realms, eventually ends? Because they are.
Yes. I'm just saying that it's been satirical the whole time, and I don't know. This arc just drew on too long, and it just it just rubbed me the wrong way.
Well, that's
Not
fair.
quite soft. Not quite hard.
But I did think that the best book was Conan, Savage Sword of Conan.
Savage Sword of Conan. I didn't read that one. I don't read Savage Sword. I read Conan the Barbarian.
Oh my god, the artwork on that is gorgeous.
Yeah, I don't read Conan for the art. I read Conan
For the article.
For the article.
Good story too. Like I'm a huge fan of Conan.
I'm sorry, what? Conan the Barbarian was the
I'm a huge fan of Conan. The story's good too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, and I would buy Savage Sword of Conan, but I'm buying so many other books. I'm already buying Conan, and I'm buying Belit, which I like it, but it is kind of soft right now. They're building that universe.
That's what she said.
Not quite soft. Not quite hard.
But they're building Belit's universe, and it's a little slow going, And I always find it hard when they're in the Hyborian Age.
Not quite soft and not quite hard.
Because they're trying to build out
What?
The tech levels in the Hyborian Age are always difficult. What is my Tenchi life?
They sound like
They're
fun.
having fun, yeah.
Oh Lord, a bunch of ladies sound like they walk
We
past.
have extra beer.
Yeah, well, there you go. Invite them in, Maz.
Cardamom wise.
Oh, boy. Anyway. So what happened? So Savage Sword of Conan was very good.
Well.
No, it's
Wow.
I should pick up Savage.
What else did you boys
All
read
right.
Marvel? Did you read X-Men? Philip?
yes, I read X-Men. Or wait, X-Men or X-Force?
X-Man, singular.
Oh, Age of X-Men, yeah.
Yeah, since we know that's one of your favorite characters.
That's one of your favorite characters. But no, I mean, I don't know. The idea was okay, but it just seems like they're dragging it because they're doing those like extra, it's not happening in the main book. Now they branched out, and it's like, bring them back already.
Or not.
Oh, God. You don't want Jean Grey back?
How many times has she been back? Do we need her back this way that bad?
Fight me, nerd.
And all she does is prevent Cyclops from being friends with Wolverine.
Yeah, they're buddy cop now.
They're never going to be friends anyway. Their personalities are diametrically opposed.
You're right.
But that's what
Wolverine's not a cuddly person.
But Lilith, as any buddy cop knows, any fan of buddy cops know, that's how that works.
That's true.
You have to have your straight-laced Cyclops, and you play by his own rules, Wolverine.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
No, that's completely different though. I just never it would just never work with Wolverine and Cyclops. First of all, Cyclops is a complete and utter idiot. Like he's the second captain of Bad Light Choices.
Well, I mean, he really.
I don't know. I've just never seen that working. No matter who was like, it's not Jean. That's in the way.
No, but I mean, they really dumbed Cyclops down during Bendis, but I think they're trying to redeem all that.
That's a lot of work because he was an idiot.
Yeah, did anybody? You all saw Pretty in Pink, right? Cyclops was always Blaine. Freaking Blaine.
There you go. Actually, I think the biggest problem with them being a buddy cop is that they would both constantly be saying they're both too old for this. I was like, you're too old for this. I'm 400 years old, says Wolverine. You know, it's like, yeah, but I'm not a kid anymore, and I was like last week, and now I'm not. I don't know what happened.
Mars on Mars. That's a new show.
Oh my God! Hold on, Charlie. Did you watch the second part of season 1 of the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina yet?
No, I haven't watched my Sabrina yet.
You need to get to it. It's great.
I'm sure it is. I really like the first season of Sabrina, and the second season I'm sure is going to be very good too. You know, especially now that we've got Satan off our back, or at least the Church of Satan.
No, no, sir. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it.
No, I'm talking about the Temple of Satan. Not.
Oh. They paid them their $500 or whatever it was.
Yeah. You know, they promised to donate funds to satanic causes, and you know, as you do in these situations. Yeah, no, man. Honestly, I'm looking forward to. I hope they do something good with Satan, because you know when they did the Dream episode. And like what's her name? The skinny ant. Why am I blanking on her name?
Zelda.
Yeah, Zelda. Yeah, when Zelda's dream and like Satan comes to their house, I loved that version of Satan. It was such a perfect Satan, and I hope if they're doing so with Satan, it's more of that kind of Satan, not just I'm a big goat head guy. Rah rah rah. I don't like that Satan. It's a very very pedestrian Satan. And Satan should be more than that.
It's like a good title or something. Perfect Satan.
Yeah, well, you know what? Satan is a very interesting character if you do him right. Like Mephisto is a good Satan. Blackheart is not a good Satan. Mephisto is a fantastic Satan. If you're reading him in Champions right now, you're like, oh, that's why you're Satan. Okay. You know, I see why you're the one that everyone goes to. That we know that Satanish is there. We know there are these other Satans running around, but Mephisto is the Satan of the Marvel universe, and he is deserving of that title because he always plays it so well.
I'm not a fancy Satan.
Well, you know he is fancy. You know, Mephisto,
how else are you gonna do him right?
Yeah, but you know. That's the Satan they had in Zelda's dream was spot on, both in his manner and his demeanor and his intellect and his choice of words, you know, and the way that he really grinds Zelda down the way a proper demon should. The way, you know, when he says, you know, you really cooked a child when there's so few of us left, you know, and all this kind of stuff really just makes her question everything about her like a good demon would. And if their thing is just the big goat head guy, I'll be disappointed. That's all I'm gonna say.
I don't think you're gonna be disappointed at all.
Well, good then. That makes me happy. So yes, I do have to catch up on that. I got some Cloak and Dagger's back, Lilith, and I'm barely keeping up with that. And I still got to watch the Punishers. Me and Maz, we're so far back. Phil's ahead of us on Punisher, man. Phil's ahead of us on Punisher.
It's also because it's so good. I don't want it to end because like Iron Fist.
Especially since you know there's no more. You know.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, Phil. I'll be honest with you, Maz. It's not like us watching more of them. Are going to make more Punishers out there.
You're not.
I know.
You never know your influence, Charlie. You never know your influence.
I would watch the Punisher on Disney Plus, but we got to wait 2 years.
Well, Punisher will probably end up on Hulu because it's going to.
Oh yeah. Well, that's good. And hey, and they got Hulu too. And that's the thing. It's like there's all these places for Disney to put their content now.
Yeah, but are they going to put it in other places, or are they going to want to keep it all in house?
Well, they own it. They're a percentage of Hulu, so I don't.
R-rated stuff is going to go to Hulu.
Right.
Yeah.
So Deadpool will go to Hulu.
Yes. Except when he comes over and does a PG.
Right. No. The Christmas whatever version.
Yeah. Well, but that's what I've always said
You
about
don't
Deadpool.
appreciate it
Deadpool
at first, but
can
then you're
do
like,
PG
I get
just
it.
fine.
I get it.
Because Deadpool is a character who has to, because he's metafictional, he will that he's PG, and he's just going to he'll be annoyed by it and say, I'm in a PG movie?
Right.
They may put me in a PG movie?
It might be the bridge to Hulu for a lot of people.
Well, yeah, because he can go back and forth.
Right. They're so smart at Marvel.
They are. That's why I don't worry about them doing 10 shows.
Maybe you're right.
Because if they're going to do 10 shows, probably a couple of them aren't going to be something Charlie Esser would like, but they might be stuff that Phil Parrish might like, or Maz Manzoor might like, or Lilith Hellfire might like. Well, Lilith Hellfire won't like it. She doesn't like it.
It's Marvel.
I don't like anything.
She's like Mikey. If you remember the actual original...
He'll eat anything.
No, he won't. The actual commercial says Mikey won't like it. He doesn't like anything. And when he eats...
That's the Mandela effect. Yes, sir. I remember it that way, too.
Because I remember he'll eat anything.
No.
But why would you give it to Mikey if you want a discerning connoisseur of cereal?
No, you give it to Mikey because he won't eat any. And when he says, hey, Mikey likes it, that was like Mikey, who doesn't like anything.
I can see the logic.
Because it was a new cereal. And children don't like new cereal.
No, wait. I think
especially Chex, it's rice. Come on.
No, I'm talking about Blythe cereal.
Now, didn't they do that with Reese's? They fed Reese's to Mikey, and he's like, oh, he likes it.
No.
We got a Mandela effect in progress.
That's a new thing.
It's not the Mandela effect. It's the Bud Light effect.
Yeah. In fact,
I'm not sure if those two aren't the same thing, to be honest.
Paula Poundstone's agent.
Wow.
And if you listen to the podcast, nobody listens to Paula Poundstone, which she asked me to say everyone who listens to it should tell people to listen to it. So I'm telling you all to listen to. Nobody listens to Paula.
I didn't know she was still alive.
You didn't know Paula Poundstone was still alive?
Right, yeah.
Okay, well, she's on. Remember that? Well, another thing I introduced Maz to this week was Wait, Don't Tell Me on NPR.
Oh, so fun.
Yeah, she's on that show all the time.
Oh, wow.
So, yes. Right. She's alive. She does public radio. Which, why you made
that. It's the same as being dead. I'm kidding.
That's fine. But, yeah, so, her agent is Mikey. At least that's what they've said. I haven't actually Googled that yet to see if he actually was Mikey, but I have no reason to doubt that he was Mikey. But the actual thing about Mikey was that he was a very persnickety child, but when he ate it, they said, wow, Mikey likes it.
I see the logic, but in my memory, it's just...
But you also thought it was Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Right. And who in the world doesn't like Reese's Peanut Butter Cups?
Right.
I don't like Reese's, actually. I'm the one person.
You don't like
me to keep your chocolate out of my damn peanut butter. Keep it out of there.
Mind, they go together like our Maz and Paws. They go together.
Wait, Maz or Maz?
We don't know.
Like
we don't know.
Maz and Paws.
You gotta be Paws.
Yeah, I'm Paws.
Only the three of us know that joke because Tristan.
Yeah. By the way, I love Tristan's little interjections on our show. The peanut gallery with Tristan is so adorable.
Oh,
I
my
absolutely
lord.
love it.
Oh my lord, if you look at our YouTube, not only can he interject sometimes, but you might see him dancing behind Charlie in like a mask or something,
Yes.
or like with the fake knife, like stabbing
he's
him
the
or
best.
something.
He's the best. I love his little interjections.
That's why people should subscribe to YouTube.
Yeah, although Tyler wasn't a fan of my explaining pedophilia to him.
Okay,
during
wow,
the season.
Jesus Christ, how did we?
Because I told you that story.
We should have taken that goddamn left at Albuquerque.
Yeah, well, that is, I feel this. They always say that
That was during our
English,
Shazam
He's
talk,
still
right?
going right.
English does not have a word for esprit d'escalade, which is French for the wit of the staircase, meaning when you think of the thing you should have said after it's past the point when you should have said it. And I always said that in English you should say Albuquerque because you should have taken that left turn at Albuquerque.
What did I say?
Little Bugs Bunny humor.
Albuquerque.
Well, Albuquerque, whatever you want to call it. His accent comes out. He actually is a really thick New York accent, but it only comes out when he's drinking.
No, but that's the way he says it. Bugs Bunny, I should have taken a left at Albuquerque.
Well, yeah, something like that. I'm doing it just the proper pronunciation of Albuquerque. There's an R in there somewhere. I don't know where. But
I just thought it should be important to mention this fact. We're talking about traveling space and meeting aliens and all these different worlds and whatnot. But there's a real human that helped us see a lot more of what's out there just this past week. Katie Bauman, PhD student who wrote the algorithm that showed us a black hole for the first time ever in history. And I think she needs to be shouted at as a real life superhero for expanding our minds and horizons for what's really out there. We can imagine all this stuff, but we saw a real black hole the other day, and that's powerful. That's amazing. And I think she's a superhero that needs to be called out, along with the 200 other people that worked on it. But she wrote the algorithm that got that image created, and that's wow.
I agree, Maz.
Real life superhero.
You two are so dang cute. I can't stand it.
We're twinsies.
Right.
So we're gonna talk.
So what other books did you guys read?
I mentioned some Symbiote Spider-Man, but you pooped on it.
I didn't poop on it. I just didn't get a chance to read it. But I wasn't excited about the premise anyway.
Oh, it's decent. I mean,
I didn't poop on it, and then she poops on it.
Here's a drop.
She says,
That's my job on the podcast, though.
I don't drink except alcohol.
She doesn't drink brown liquor.
Right. Excuse me.
She's not a fan of amaretto.
All right.
I love to sleep and drink.
Mm-hmm.
What does that even mean?
Well, you don't. Well,
drink and sleep, I can understand. Sleep and drink is a whole different thing.
Well, you wake up and then you start drinking again.
Some people walk in their sleep. But...
I'm just saying. Actual Roger discovers he has a new superpower. He can turn into a little ball. Which actually, it's a really cool superpower. He turns into like this little super dense ball and bounces around. And they're still trying to find uses for his powers, but I think they're kind of cool. He hasn't figured out how to turn himself out of a ball yet. Hopefully that'll be in issue 3. But I do still enjoy Actual Roger, and there's a cool kind of has anyone been watching the? Well, I know I'm asking this, but no one has. I'm sure The Tick on Amazon Prime.
Of course, that's the reason why I have Prime.
Oh, great! So have you watched it yet, or have you watched this series? Because that's what me and Tristan stayed up all night watching the other day. So we actually, and that again, The Tick draws me in, and I want to watch more of The Tick. And Doom Patrol just doesn't do that to me.
Really?
Really?
I like that the most out of all the shows that have been on.
Well, of the 2 shows that have been on DC,
there's 3.
Well,
there's a 3rd show on DC.
Well, if you count Young Justice, but that was animated.
Oh yeah. And not for nothing, Tristan actually really likes what's his name, Mr. Negative, the guy in the bandages.
Yes, he has a thing for mummies. We know.
Yeah, he's Yeah, he thought that. Yeah, he thought it. Well, because they said, well, he looks like Deadpool underneath that. He said, oh, I like him. He's my favorite character. He also likes the fact that he has this the energy being that shoots out of him. But you know, he hasn't like asked to watch it. But he asked, like, "Can we watch The Tick again, Dad? Can we finish watching The Tick?" And it's like, because The Tick is really good.
That's adorable.
It is.
And I like that. Even I still think Ms. Lint is doing a face turn. Even though she's still kind of evil, but I honestly think she's got that voice of destiny in the back of her head, man.
I just need to get a screen cap, Lilith, of, you know, make a meme out of it. Be like, find yourself someone who looks at you the way Maz Manzor looks at Charlie S.
Yes! Let's make a t-shirt.
And I have found someone. And I look at him the same way. He is just awesome.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Although we do get into heated arguments. Because remember, every relationship
But we always learn.
Yes. But my point is that any good relationship is going to have struggles and difficulties, and it can't always be perfect. And if you're looking for that perfect relationship, you're not looking for an adult relationship. Mm-hmm. A real relationship is, despite it all, I want to stick it out with you.
Grow up, nerds.
Oh my Lord, I'm gonna be cutting this up for a week.
That's the new one. Grow up, nerds. I love it.
That's a good one.
So, anything else, Miss Hellfire?
No, not that I can think of.
All I'll say is just how about our big announcement that you worked on?
Well, it's still a work in progress because I've been busy with work and rebuilding my house.
But you can see the beginning stages right now. Go to www.capesandlunatics.org.
Who has .com?
We don't know, but I will murder you when I find you.
You?
Have you checked the Who Is?
You know what? I will bet you.
It's under privacy, actually, and it shows a 404. I don't know who has it, but I'm gonna find that person.
I'm gonna bet you Phil actually has it, and he didn't even realize it. Or maybe Rob did it at some point,
Robert,
and just never even thought to mention it. He's like, "Oh, yeah, I should," because he does it for all the shows. He's like, "Oh, I gotta let me get the website," and then.
Is there like a contact us link if you go to capesandlunatics.com? Like, can we email the person?
Nope, there's nothing. It's a 404. Like, I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. I just haven't had time.
I think it's one of us. And
it was available 3 days ago, though. So I'm just like, who the hell is trying to ransom it? I just want to know. I'm gonna find you.
If you want to ransom it, you can only ransom it if you actually tell, hey, you want to buy it back? You know?
Yeah, that doesn't. I'm gonna find that person though. Mark my words. I will find you.
It's gonna. I bet you, Phil, on one of his drunken, blacked out nights.
He was hopped up on raspberry tea one night.
Or maybe Lilith on one of her drunken, blacked out nights.
No, I would find it in my credit card receipts. I'm a very organized business person.
Sleep and drink and hack.
Yeah. All I'm saying is I was sober 3 days ago, so I know it wasn't me.
I thought it was Lent.
Poor Phil had to reprint his business cards.
Okay, Philip, I said I was sober 3 days ago.
Oh, okay.
Because it is Lent.
Well, I thought you for a second. I think you were saying that was the last time you were sober.
No, I'm just no, because she had said it was available 3 days ago. Yeah. See, so obviously we have a timeline of the last 3 days. Someone went and did this. We have a mystery to solve, gang.
Yeah, but you do stuff in your sleep. You podcast in your sleep. Ask Moz.
Oh, my phone was asleep.
I mean, I'm getting messages. I can't remember the last 20 minutes of super connectivity. What did we talk about?
Well, yeah. Well, that happens. But
that was pre-Lent?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I think that was pre-Lent. Yeah.
Yes, that was pre-Lent.
Yeah.
It was the sleep.
Almost over. Sweating like a whore in church here.
Whoa! All right, are we done?
Phil wants to go see his wife and child. He's tired of being held hostage. He wants to bask in the glory of giving a good speech.
Luca's gonna fall asleep in the pool.
Luca said he wanted to close it, man.
It's open until midnight.
Said, I'm gonna close this MF down, Dad.
Drop. All right, are we done?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's wrap it up.
All right, I just want to thank everyone for joining us for the last time.
Hold on, wait. Moz can be the and the Lunatics, actually.
Yeah, and he can do a live Bing too.
He can do all of it. He's here in person.
All right, so thank you, everyone. Join us next time. My Batman panel, as long as the audio is good, should be up. And then stay tuned. That might be next episode. But then the episode after 102 is going to be Endgame. Mr. Manzor said he wants to be there.
Oh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
And I will actually be there for a Marvel discussion.
Yay.
Okay. I was passing out. Anyway, yes, email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, on Twitter, @capeslunatics. The voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, capesandlunatics.org. I'm going to have to throw that in the hopper now. All right, Lilith, where can people find you?
If you nerds want to fight me or buy me a drink, as long as it's tequila, vodka, or rum, at Lilith Hellfire, over on the gram at Lilith Hellfire 86. And that's all I'm going to plug today.
But only the white tequila, not the golden tequila.
And no dark rum.
Exactly.
Yes.
All
No
right.
dark rum.
Moz, do you want to plug anything? Because we let Charlie go last.
Oh, yeah, no. If y'all want to reach me, you can email me at mozmanzor@gmail.com or find me on Facebook under Moz Manzor. That's MOZZMANZOOR.
Charlie S. Or
Well, folks, you can always write to me in that old-fashioned email way the way our Moz and Paz once did at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, @gmail.com. And, of course, follow me on the Twitters as I live tweet Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Cloak and Dagger, The Orville, and many other great shows at Charlie Esser. That's CHARLIESSER. Look for the two E's in the middle for quality.
oh, Lord.
Oh, goodness.
All right.
That was a terrible ping. That was a flaccid ping.
For the 100th time, we have been the Capes.
Ampersand.
Lunatics!
Oh, he stole it.
Lunatics!
Yeah, you're supposed to say the.
No, somebody already said that. Oh, the Capes and the Lunatics?
The Capes and the Lunatics.
Yes, we were already at Capes. I wasn't going to say the Capes and the.
Is it? You know what? I think you might be right. I think folks.
Sorry,
I think you were supposed
No,
to.
there used to be 4 of us.
Sort of had a feeling that I might have to, but then the duh was already said, and then you were already there, and then there was a finger pointing at me, and I just figured, I could either go with Lunatics or I could just go like redeem my pain, but that wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, that's okay. Lil says Lunatics a lot. So.
Oh, did I steal from you?
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I didn't realize. I apologize.
It's okay. You're the guest. I'll just take it out on Phil later.